This is just about the end of the Constitution is where we were, right? When we just said about the amendment. And then now it's followed by bylaws. So the question arises, what's the difference between the Constitution and the bylaws? All right? They go together. Constitution, let us say, it defines a lot of how and what we should do, but the bylaws actually now is going to tell us how to run our meetings, how to do the order of business. So it's more a specific instruction now as to how to get what was stated in the Constitution done. And we can see now by the bylaws, section 1, order of business. And remember now, it requires a quorum to do business. So the quorum of the local for general membership purposes is 9 minimum. The quorum for every committee is a third minimum. So that the quorum is required to do business. And once the quorum has been achieved, this is the order of business that we all follow, to make it simple, right? So that first in the bylaws, section 1 is the order of business, which tells you how to keep a meeting. It starts with call to order and ends with adjournment. And in between, there's a lot for us all to really digest. Okay. Then it mentions monthly reports, right? Because if you're a corporation, monthly reports becomes second nature. All right, so we are being reminded right here in the bylaws that all locals must send monthly reports and returns to the headquarters. Okay. Now, it tells you about the names and the addresses of the officers and what to do. Time and place of regular meetings. All locals shall inform the headquarters of their time and place of regular meetings. Oath of office. Each elected officer shall take the following oath of office before he or she is installed. Repeat with right hand upraised, and then there's a pledge. I, with the full name, solemnly pledge to uphold, defend, and protect. Notice the word. I solemnly pledge to uphold, defend, and protect the Constitution of the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated, and to perform faithfully the duties of my office to the best of my ability, so help me God. Sounds familiar? Oath of office. All right, and then now it goes on to admission of new members, and then now in that section 6 of the bylaws it states, each new member shall make the following pledge. Repeat with right arm upraised. So right away, the oath calls for the right hand to be upraised, but the pledge only calls for the right arm to be upraised. So if paying close attention, we're going to realize there's a difference between the hand and the arm. That's very important. So that the member is pledging this. I solemnly pledge to do all that I can to carry out the aims and objects of the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated and to abide by its constitution and bylaws. Question arises. If one is to become a member of the organization, they will have to take a pledge that says they're going to abide by the Constitution and bylaws. Question is, would you ask someone to abide by a book they have never seen? There is a big question there, you know. And the answer really immediately is no. How can you ask someone to pledge to a book and they have never seen it? So they're going to take your word and give a pledge based on your word. That person really needs to check themselves, because that's not how pledges should be given. You know, you got to be sure. So you will only pledge if you know what the book is. So we are confident that in making the book available to the public is constitutionally correct because of what the pledge says. But listen now, because there's always a yang to the yin. Listen to the yang to this yin. Section 11. No officer or member shall discuss the business of the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated in public, or with any person or persons who are not active members of the Federation. Music. So because of this article, section 11 of the bylaws, there's a competition to keep the Constitution secret. That even members of the organization would not have access to it. only in parts. The part that shows them how to serve, they would have access to. But the parts that show them how to keep the power in their hand by the vote to make decisions, that will be taken away from them, right? Within the secrets. So there's a struggle, and it still goes on between the secret and the publishing, right? We endeavor to publish it because of what the pledge just said. I pledge to abide by the Constitution and bylaws. You cannot ask someone to take a pledge to something they don't know, and they are taking a pledge. They are not a member as yet. Until they have taken the pledge, they are not a member. So the Constitution is showing you that yes, it should be available to the people, so that they then now, upon reading it for themselves, will be encouraged to come and take the pledge to abide by it. If they don't have it and take that pledge, something is wrong. Okay. So then, in the bylaws, section 9, it's very important that we understand the mechanism within the local to get things done. All right, we know about the 25 starting the local. We know about the executive committee of 11 and not 10 and all of that good stuff, right? We know about a quorum of 9 being necessary to do business or else no business, right? We know about all that. But now listen to what section 9 again of the bylaws is saying. All members, committees, and units must submit their suggestions, recommendations, findings, and reports to the executive committee for its approval before such suggestions, recommendations, findings, and reports shall be presented to the general body of the local. Here goes another controversy. Here goes a few members calling themselves executives, taking the power all to themselves and eliminating the people. Because they say in this section, it says, everything must be presented to the executive committee for its approval before such suggestion, recommendation, findings, and reports shall be presented to the general body of the local. All right. So here goes the controversy again. Who run things? Executives are the members. You have a lot of people jumping on this and saying executives because they are of that, what shall we call them respectfully? Dictatorship mentality? Okay, respectfully, okay. So they would be the ones to say executives run things. But we the people would say, no, not so fast. Listen to what the book says. Yes, we shall present all of these things to the executive committee for its approval, because there is things that it needs to approve. Grammar, spelling, all kind of stuff that will reflect upon us. So they don't want things to go out there that is, let us say, in need of editing, when they, the executives, have the ability to edit it, correct it, update it, not change it, just to enhance it, okay? So these are the things now where that the word approval is made up of in the people's debate on this matter. And then the Constitution says, after it meets with the committee's approval, then such suggestion, recommendation, finding, and report shall be presented to the general body of the local. Now this is where now, yes, when the executives get the proposals, do what they have to do to review it and approve it and then put it on the agenda so that it is brought now before the general membership. That is where the debate occurs on the matter, not in the executive committee, in the general membership, and that is where the members are voted, encouraged to vote on the matter, yes or no. Yes means it is now a resolution. Resolution means you have promised, you have given your word that this must be done. That's what resolution means.